What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy, TMC Assassin, back with another My Career video with your boy, none other than Adrian Harper. Adrian Harper. Sorry for that. So, I'm back, y'all. My bad. Like I was previously saying, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button for daily content, or I should say uploads like this and lives like this for 2K26. In about a week or two, 2K should be rolling out with 2K26 news. So if you guys are not locked in to your boy Assassin, y'all need to. Again, don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button just to get the content for 2K26, man, because I'm gonna be dropping it like crazy next year. But not to keep y'all here for too long, we about to get into some My Career. I may play some park, or I may play some rec in between, so you may see a little bit of both. If I get tired of playing My Career, I'll just go into the rec and go play with some randoms. Excuse me. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. Man, my mouth was dry. I had to grab something to drink, bro. So let's go ahead and get into this, all right?
Let's bring it tonight.
A quick peek into the locker room as the players get set for the game ahead, looking to make a big splash here tonight. Greetings, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for our latest presentation of NBA basketball. Brian Anderson with you, Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill joining us tonight, along with the fourth member of our team, Allie LaForce. Just about halfway through the season. Let's take a look at the East. Taking a look at the Wizards. Boy, it's been a rough season for them. They're at the bottom of their conference. And to look at Minnesota's opening lineup, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Naz Reid. And it's Harper in at the point. And for Washington, George out there with Sarr. Then there's Bilal Coulibaly. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Poole in at the point guard position. Grant, when you talk about these two teams tonight, I think it's fair to expect a barrage of three-point shooting.
Oh, for sure, B.A. That's the usual game plan from both sides. It's going to be raining threes here tonight. And if they're falling, it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
It'll be the Wizards off the tip. I'm sure you've heard this from MP by now, but he's got his eyes set on running away with Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, it's very early in MP's career, but so far, so good. I know it's a major goal for him to win Rookie of the Year. If he continues to play at this level, MP has a good chance to take home that award. The first of many tonight. Both teams have legit offensive talent.
And that's the story of the league right now. Most any team can beat any other team on any given night.
Here's Harper, Middleton covering, Randle, and the layup is good off the glass.
Boy, I love the confidence Julius Randle has in himself. This guy knows what it takes to score.
And Naz Reid has proven to be a matchup nightmare for opposing big men, Doris.
He has, B.A., and the reason is he's bigger and stronger than most 4 men. Traditional 5s are too slow to stay with him. He can space you out to the three-point line, or he can punish you on the inside. Naz has got big-time game.
Here's Harper. Turned in an outstanding game against Memphis. Lets it go from deep. Sinks the tray. Harper's got 5 points.
And adding to this lead right now, riding a wave of momentum.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Now here's Coulibaly. Looking at his numbers, currently he's averaging around 9 points a game. Clock at 6. Poole outside. Three-pointer is up. Middleton. Randle pulls down the board.
Well, it can't get worse than this. 0 for 4 to start.
On the take. Oh! And he jams it home with authority.
Well, keep your head up. Look for an opportunity to facilitate Julius Randle the delivery.
And that replay courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Middleton, right side. Pass to George. Poole outside. They need this. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops.
And there it is. After 4 straight misses, finally nail one.
The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start. Here's Harper. An easy 2 on the layup. He's got 9.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. And if you're a longtime Washington Wizards fan, you have to be pining for the glory days, Doris.
And think how far back those glory days were, the 1970s. Back then they made 4 finals and won 1 championship. But since that point, BA, they haven't even made a conference finals. And yet again, they are in a rebuild. Incredible.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, prime time in their last time out against the Grizzlies was simply terrific. He ended up with 58 points, and as we've come to expect, he contributed from the three-point line as well. And just a huge game for him. His coaches would love to see him do it again. Guys?
And the only question now, how does he follow up that performance?
Yeah, each night comes with different challenges, and I'm sure their opponent has seen the film.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
What a way to begin this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
Now here's Coulibaly. Pass to George. Here's Sarr. Reed defending. Randall pulls down the board. Minnesota with the ball. They're on an 18-4 run. The kick out to Edwards. Outside McDaniels. Here's Harper. Into the lane. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And early on, they've been on a tear, just getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
And it's Washington with the ball. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go. And that one's good. Poole's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Oh, Poole with a little bit of shine in that move. That is nicely done.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Gets the 3 ball to go.
Oh, flawless start for him here in the first quarter.
And it's Poole with the ball for the Wizards. 17-point game. And this is the first season matchup for them against Minnesota. That bucket makes him 3 for 5.
That's Jordan Poole going off the dribble drive, taking advantage of what the defense gives him.
Here's Harper driving inside, and it's Poole with a rebound.
That is a rarity. When he takes flight, he usually hammers it home. Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves up 15 points as this quarter concludes. Boy, they've been playing at a fast pace, beating the defense in transition and adding to that big lead. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. Well, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Champagnie, he's checked in for Holmes. On the court for the Timberwolves, second quarter underway. We've got Dante DiVincenzo. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and it's Harper in at the 1. Here's Harper. Out of bounds, it'll be Wizards ball. And now a glimpse of who's out ahead in the All-Star voting.
I'm sure the fans and the players are eager for an update.
You take a look at Edwards. He's collecting plenty of votes and could break into the Western Conference's top 10.
Yeah, I know he wants to climb the list a little bit, but no denying that those are all very talented guys up above him.
And keep check it in for the latest at All-Star voting results. Pass to Smart. And Smart goes up strong at the rim.
Well, you know Marcus Smart understands how to use his body inside, and I just love how he goes right up with the shot.
Here's Harper. Here he goes. Count it. Harper's got 23.
His arrow's been trending up as of late, and he's been magnificent tonight.
And it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success, and now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
Count the basket. George has got his first 2 points of the night.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
Now, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for, consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Here's Brogdon following the score by Minnesota. Beyond the arc. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Minnesota leading by 15. Oh, George with a steal. Brogdon with the ball. DiVincenzo picks him up. Kispert, the pass to Brogdon. Brogdon double teamed. George for three. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Harper misses. Washington has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Pass to Brogdon. Oh! Brogdon rising up for the flush.
How about that? Malcolm Brogdon with a little bounce in his step. Pretty dunk.
Here's Harper. And he buries that one. Back rim and in. Harper's got 27 points.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And Washington will go for a different look here. Sars checked in for Champagny. Middleton comes in for George. Koulibaly, he's checked in for Brogdon. And it's Jordan Poole in for Smart. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Reed's checked in for Julius Randle. Clark comes in for Alexander Walker. Edwards, he's checked in for DiVincenzo. And Mike Conley is subbed in for Harper. And Washington has possession. Down by 12. All right, Doris, you think this heliocentric style of play can lead to championship success?
Brian, this is such a big-time question, and I think a difficult one to answer. By heliocentric, we mean that the best player on your team is making up a greater percentage of the usage, meaning the ball is in their hands more. What that has led to are some of the most efficient offenses in the history of the game. But does it lead to championships?
And the first half now in the books. It's Minnesota up by 15. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Hello, folks.
I hope we get to see all of these guys expand the field if you have to.
Yeah, just get a center or a power forward in there. The game has evolved. Us big guys need a representation.
And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Timberwolves.
The offense has been well engineered, kind of like diesel engine, but much, much more advanced. More like a jet.
Yeah, that diesel engine going to show you real power when that camera turns off.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Chris Middleton is out there with George. Then it's Jordan Poole. Then there's Bilal Coulibaly. And it's Sarr in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And Grant, when you play the Wizards, you better be ready to run.
BA, they like to speed you up. They force you to play at their pace. And on the flip side, that gives you open floor opportunities as well.
Doris, one of the most physical guards in the NBA, Anthony Edwards.
If you want to talk about a prototypical NBA body, it's Anthony Edwards. He's got size, strength, athleticism, but beyond that, he's so skilled. 3-level scorer, versatile on the defensive end, fearless when it matters. Anthony Edwards may be the next face of the league.
And Doris, you watch Anthony Edwards year to year, he just keeps reaching a new level.
He wants greatness badly. He's putting in the time, BA, to get there. Anthony Edwards, the shooting, the confidence, the leadership, everything's growing. He's now producing like an MVP. Look out, everybody. Here he comes.
Now Coulibaly. He has 6. George outside. There's a screen. 3-pointer. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got his 5th rebound in this one.
They've shown that power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
The shot's good. Edwards gotten 4 this quarter.
It's been an outstanding performance for them in just about every area.
You know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, the Wizards last season, for the first time in a long time, hitting the reset button. A losing record, no surprise, but they're trying to build something from the ground up. Enough of treading water in the middle, Brian. They're 45 straight seasons without hitting 50 wins, the longest such streak in NBA history.
Oof, not good there, Allie. Thank you. Here's Sarr. George outside. Shot clock at 6. Can they get it? Edwards pulls it in. Edwards got 4 rebounds now.
Wow, another empty possession out of the gates. 0 for 4 in this half. Brutal.
Here's Harper. A shot from the low post is good. Harper's got 31.
Great play calling, great execution. Leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
Now a timeout called by Washington. And Minnesota with some changes. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Reed. And it's DiVincenzo in for Anthony Edwards. And it's Washington with the ball. They're scoreless since the first half. And after this one, they're at home against Phoenix. It's game 3 of a trifecta at home. Three-pointer is up. Middleton nails it from beyond the arc.
Boy, that was a much-needed bucket in the second half. They're now 1 for 5.
Here's Harper. And Minnesota again with a bucket.
Everything is dropping for them. Just a terrific third-period run.
And I think it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
Oh, wow! And that one is hammered home.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Middleton outside. Now here's Poole. Not a lot of room. Deflected.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
The best way to get a clean look is with those quick hitters on the break.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
.136 left in the third quarter. Poole outside. George for 3. Fires in the triple. George has got 8 points.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
From the stripe. Goes back up. McDaniels. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Here's Poole. Alexander Walker grabs a board.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Oh, incredible! Save that one. I want to watch it again.
Awesome. And it's Washington with the ball. There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter. McDaniels against George. Shot clock at 5. Off target with the 3. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 20-6 run. Randall outside. Pass to Harper. Outside McDaniels. To the wing, right side. Picked it out of midair. Here's Middleton. It's Poole on the wing. Over McDaniels. And there's Poole on the assist by George. 11 points in the game. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a commanding lead to end the quarter. 27 points, looking good. Their defensive efforts have paid off. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a...
Washington ends up going with a new group, and timeout is called by Brian Keefe. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. On the court for Minnesota. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Naz Reid out. Connects again from distance.
And folks, he's just set the record for most three-pointers in a rookie season.
And you know, I don't even think he's thinking about records. He's out there to ball. Ever since entering the league, only a few months ago, he's been on a mission to win. Here's George. Middleton outside. Here's Sarr, defended by Gobert. Poole for 3. Drains the triple. Poole's got 8 points in the quarter.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Here's Harper, guarded by Poole. Shot on the wing. Good! That's another bucket!
I mean, yet again, he's reached 40 points. He's close to having the 4th most 40-point games in a single year.
Well, we've seen it. He's been on fire all season long. Middleton finds Poole. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Minnesota has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the 4th quarter.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Timberwolves.
They made the most of the extra rebounds tonight. Helped them out a lot.
Now, when you look at these teams, they're both great rebounding clubs. And any night, either one could have the advantage on the boards.
And looking at their record after this victory, this will be their 37th of the year.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for primetime.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
George outside. Middleton from the outside. The shot comes out. Here's Harper. George defending. Here's Harper. Shoots over George. Outside Reed. Here's Harper. It falls.
Well, he's been shooting it so well because he's been so active, moving and working to get high percentage shots.
So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
They really thought they had a chance tonight.
best outside shooting rookie ever. Sign of great things ahead.
Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Julius Randle.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The front court is Rizier and Johnson. Trae Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the 5. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Gobert is out there with Randle. And it's Harper in at the point. All right, we're in the middle of the season here, Greg. How do you stay engaged at this time of the year?
Honestly, Kevin, it can be hard. The schedule is so daunting, and there's really no time to reset. Here we go. So spending your off days recharging, I think, is important.
And it's the Hawks to start out. And with the season in its stretch run, MP's been out to prove that his name should be on the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Well, he plays with a lot of pride, and we've seen that all season. But as much as individual goals matter, he's got to keep in mind that the best way to show his worth is to help the team win. And no point in accumulating individual accolades if your team hasn't had success. Winning still needs to be the #1 priority.
NMP getting to 2,000 points at a record pace.
Investing Zion Williamson the fastest to do it in 40 years. The future of MP is bright.
Now here's Harper. After the miss from Trae Young, and it's good for 2.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Great lift off the floor. Johnson is electric.
And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. And Harper slams it in.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
Pass to Daniels. Here's Young. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And they don't want a repeat of what happened last year here. They know this is an opponent they can handle, and they don't want to give away anything like they did last year.
Here's Young after the made shot from Harper. Young, no good.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And Harper slams it in.
Well, Randall, when he has the ball in his hands, aware that there might be an open teammate, that time he found him.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam King. Johnson with a screen on Edwards. Here's Daniels. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Timberwolves leading by 4. How about this run, Greg, they're on right now? Wow.
I mean, they're just getting to their spots and executing, really keeping things simple.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin. Well, primetime in the last game against the Nuggets delivered quite a performance. He scored 45 points, and so much of that damage he does is from long range. That stat line was really unbelievable. It's something you really had to see to appreciate. Back to you guys.
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
They're going up against a team that had no answer for him. We'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
So it's the Hawks now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Johnson, the pass to Okongwu. Back to Johnson. Now, Reza Shea. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. The shot that time, not on target. 51 seconds left in the first. Here's Harper. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 4 assists now tonight.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
44 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Shea wide open. The Hawks again can't hit. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on a 16-4 run. Randall with the bucket.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area and just dominating, controlling that spot.
Here's Young, following the basket by Julius Randle. 5 on the clock. And here's Young from the arc. The Hawks again can't hit. And so it's Minnesota enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And quite a position here for the Timberwolves to be in. What do you think, guys?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
We've got Nikhil Alexander-Walker. James is out there with Harper. And it's Joe Ingles. And it's Randall in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
An unselfish young player. If there's a better shot to be had, James is going to find it.
Pass to Shea. Beyond the arc. And James pulls it down. For Atlanta, they come in off a loss to Toronto. Harper kicks to James. Now Randall. That shot misses. Nance with some nice D. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Takes a step back. A nice shot by LeVert.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
To the middle. Here's James. The kick out to Harper. There's the 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Harper against LeVert. 3-pointer. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Tremendous poise on the offensive end. Overall, they did.
Hits it again. Wow.
And in terms of first-year players, he is one of the most high-volume scorers in league history. He's now tied for 5th all-time in points scored by a rookie.
Yeah, you just get the sense there is so much more in store for this young challenge. The sky is the limit. You know, it used to be teams hoarded their cap space to make a big splash in free agency. But, Brent, why is that less common now?
Well, really, the mechanisms for you to retain and maintain your star power has gotten easier for teams as they have gone out for big extensions to make sure that their star is shining brightest.
Well, James has the strength and will to be a solid interior finisher at this level.
They get a hand on it. Harper with the steal. It's 2-on-1. Floats it up for Randall.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. LeVert with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Toronto. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Minnesota making some changes. Gobert, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for James. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Nance. Johnson comes in for Shea. Daniels, he's checked in for Mann. Young is subbed in for Karis LeVert. Here's Harper. Rebounded by the Hawks. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Yeah, you saw the communication breakdowns defensively, just giving up way too many open looks.
Yeah, sometimes you can play good on-ball defense, but it's the help defense that makes you elite. And on that night, nobody rotating and not a lot of help. Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
Here's Harper, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Timberwolves shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
And that one falls for Harper. Daniels, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Edwards comes in for Alexander Walker. Reza Shea, he's checked in for the Hawks. And Harper drops them both. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, Johnson outside. Young sets a screen for Johnson. Fires the 3. Kept alive, and Young kicks to Daniels. Pass to Johnson. The kick out to Young. Shot clock at 5. With the floater, DiVincenzo with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart. And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Here is Daniels. Still scoreless. And here is Okongwu. Puts up a 3, and there's Daniels. That's good on the assist by Okongwu.
Yeah, good looking jump shot right there by Daniels.
Outside Harper. And the shot goes in. Harper's got 12 now in this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Young against Harper. Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 19-point game against Toronto.
His passing another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
And so it's Minnesota sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Hello, everybody. Swerving off topic for a moment. I need you guys to weigh in on this. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, man, it's a hot dog. Cheese, it's right there in the name.
Well, it's got meat, correct?
Right.
It has bread.
Right. Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the Timberwolves.
In terms of efficiency, they've been on point. Incredible execution. I love the way they're playing on both ends.
Yeah, they're piling up a massive lead, partly because they're not giving anything away. Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Really an incredible game from primetime.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
On the court right now for the Hawks. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Trae Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Reza Shea in at the 3 spot. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes. freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of this shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. Three-pointer, Daniels. The basket good off the assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists now in this one. And a minute played as the second half gets going. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Off target with his 3.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Randall dishes to Harper. Nailed from three-point land. Harper's got 35 in the game.
Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
A nice shot by Young.
Great job by Young there, not settling for a jumper and getting that ball close in.
Young with the steal. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. It's stolen by Edwards. They push it up 4 on 3. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now Young, averaging around 27.5 points a game, one of the best in the league. Johnson outside. Back to Young. And he uses the glass on the layup. Young's got 6.
Young working hard on the defensive end that time.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to talk to his guys. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Gobert. Alexander Walker. Changes for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Alexander Walker. And it's Harper in for Mike Conley. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
We've got Randall. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Harper. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's James in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, I've been impressed with the ball movement all game long. They're really looking to just make that extra pass.
And I feel like there's been an old school aspect to what they've done tonight, and that is pounding the ball inside, getting it down low, getting those looks in close. That's been effective.
Young from outside. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Here's Harper. And another one falls. Amazing.
Well, he's gone up to 40 as he continues to just dominate.
You're right. We knew he had a shot at it tonight. He is now tied for 3rd for the most 40-point games in a season.
And you can put him in the same breath as Michael Jordan. They both can say they had 37 games of 40 or more.
Over to the wing. Gobert against Okongwu. Clock at 4. Daniels kicks to Johnson for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Daniels has got 3 assists tonight.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Pass to Gobert. To the inside. Here's Harper. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Timberwolves.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And so when you look at the season record, this one will tally up win number 43 on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for prime time.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him.
Pass to Okongwu. Here's Young. Fires for 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Here's Harper, and dunks it right on top of Trae Young. Wow!
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you.
Looks like we got ourselves a franchise player.
Good win. Let's keep it going. No excuses tonight, because I know you didn't go out last night.
Fans live for games like this one.
Thursday night, the best night of the week for NBA basketball. Hi there, everybody, and thanks for being with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Utah Jazz as they play against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. And midway through the year, a perfect time to check in on our Rookie of the Year rankings. We're halfway to seeing who grabs the award. And you look at Collier, we're about halfway through the season now, and he's outside of the top 5 spots. But he's been playing really well, and there's plenty of games left to go.
And he's performed well so far, already proving to be an effective player for his team.
Well, there's no shame in being a top 10 rookie in your class, and there's still so much room for him to grow.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Harper in at the point. And for the Jazz, Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Clarkson the 2 and Markkanen is the 3. And it's George in at point. Well, Grant, we're near the middle point of the year now. At what point do coaches start looking at limiting the minutes of their stars?
You know, each game is really the determining factor for how that plays out. So, when possible, you keep your stars in there for close games and get them some rest when the outcome isn't in question.
And we talked about it for a few games now, but MP has been on a mission as of late to ensure he's taken home that Rookie of the Year trophy.
Well, they say to set realistic goals, and I'd say that goal is very realistic with the way he's played to this point. He is having a phenomenal rookie season.
Markkanen outside, takes the 3. Rebound Minnesota. They've been on a heater of late, 7 wins in a row.
Well, I think they've found something. I like how they're executing. They're playing with a lot of energy. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The head coach of the Jazz gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. I asked him how Rudy Gobert alters their usual game plan. Coach acknowledged that he's a factor and said Rudy definitely demands more from us offensively. We have to be careful where we put our shooters with him waiting for swats. Coach thinks intelligent offense is what it takes to beat Gobert. Back to you.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. And the shot's good. Harper's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, for someone who is mostly an off guard, Edwards puts up great assist numbers.
Now Clarkson really struggled in the loss against Golden State. And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
So it's Utah now. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go. Kessler a screen. The 3. And it's Gobert with a rebound.
Far from an ideal start, only 1 for 5. Let's see if they can turn it around.
Here's the pick. Edwards for 3. And the 3-pointer goes. Edwards got 5 now.
Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Utah has gone 1 for 5 from 3-point range. A cold start. Timeout called the Jazz. All right, the Jazz making a change here. Sexton's checked in. And already halfway through the year. Let's see how the West is stacking up. Taking a look at Minnesota, they've been outstanding halfway through this season, looking cohesive and playing for one another. And of course the Utah Jazz, pretty far behind right now.
Seeing where the Timberwolves are, many of us experts earmarked them as favorites this season, and you know what? They have not disappointed thus far.
Yeah, this is the start they wanted to have, but their goals are much bigger. They're focused on playing into June and bringing home a championship.
Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. Jaden McDaniels picks one up.
Well, you know, Sexton is the definition of a spark plug. He's a high-energy, high-paced player and is terrific at creating scoring opportunities for himself.
Utah shooting their first free throws tonight.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good from Sexton. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Ingles, he's checked in for Minnesota. James comes in for McDaniels. You know, Grant, looking at the career of Colin Sexton, he had a huge 3rd season, averaged 24 a game.
Yeah, B.A., and unfortunately, Colin hurt his knee early during his 4th year. Had season-ending surgery, but we've seen Sexton make a full comeback and just a dynamic scoring guard.
1:46 left to play in the first quarter. Sexton goes in. The rebound by Ingles. And the Timberwolves with possession. Big run right now for him, 11-2. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. They trail by 6. And this is the first season matchup for them against Minnesota. Stolen by Ingles. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks, guys. Well, primetime in their last time out against the Suns played some superb basketball. He had 63 points, and as always, a lot of those points came in bunches of 3. A game that nobody will soon forget, that's for sure. How is he going to follow that up tonight? We'll see, guys.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how much of that performance carries over into this one.
His goal is to provide whatever the team needs from him on that particular evening.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
And it's Sexton on the take.
He's shifty. Sexton can get by you if he's given a lane.
The Timberwolves lead by 6. There's the drive, and Harper gets it to go. Harper's got 10 points.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
Outside Sexton. Collins outside. The 3 is up. Counted from distance. 6 points for him.
At the arc, Collins knows what he's looking for, and when he finds it, he won't hesitate.
Shoots it from the high post. Boy, clanks that one off the back iron, and it falls.
And guys, one thing that's triggered this run, their proficiency inside the three-point line.
George's shot is off. With 1 on the clock. It doesn't go for him. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Timberwolves ahead. They're up 7. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the... Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
Yeah, they dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
On the court for the Timberwolves, second quarter underway. Jaden McDaniels out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Rudy Gobert. Then it's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Harper in at the 1. Outside, DiVincenzo. Outside, Alexander-Walker. They set the screen. Pass to Harper. Three-pointer. Count it. Now 8 for 13 with that basket.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And that one's good. Clarkson.
Showing that competitive spirit. Clarkson really wanted to get them right back.
Alexander-Walker, the pass to Harper. To the right side. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
Pass to Collier. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Their last game, a win against the Suns. Looking to carry it into this one.
And we all know that on the road, you don't usually look so comfortable on the offensive end. But that was the story of the game.
Well, it comes down to preparation. They were ready for that game and kept the crowd out of it for the most part.
Clarkson outside. And rejected. Pass to Harper. Let's go with a 3. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
I just love the ball movement.
And so it's Utah with it. 17-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And it was an awful game defensively. They lost the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
And being slow on your rotations is a killer. There's not a team in the league that won't punish you for that.
Here's Alexander-Walker. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And Nikhil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
And Minnesota with some changes. Julius Randle's checked in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Anthony Edwards in for DiVincenzo. Pass to Kessler. Markkanen outside. Outside Sexton. Will it go? McDaniels with the rebound. McDaniels got 4 rebounds now.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Count that one.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
George passes to Collins. Markkanen outside. Hits a three-pointer.
Yeah, look, you know Markkanen has this kind of range. That defense has got to get out on him.
Here's Harper. Collins defending. Over to the wing. Here's Harper. Had a career game his last time out. Bucket after bucket. Great open look there. Alexander Walker's got 6.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Markkanen outside. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Minnesota leading by 22. Here's Harper. Collins with the rebound.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Outside Sexton. Markkanen drops in the layup for 2. Markkanen's gotten his 2nd bucket on the night.
And the craftiness that Markkanen shows around the rim makes him tough to deal with.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Up top, Edwards. Again, the Timberwolves score.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Now here's Markkanen. Coming off a 16-point game against Golden State. Fires the 3. Again, Markkanen missing. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a commanding 22-point lead going into the break. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. We'll be right back with you shortly.
Hello, everybody. We're here to break it all down, and through the first half of play, it's a very commanding lead for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They've been great on the boards. Once these guys establish the position, it's hard to root them out. Yeah, Shaq.
And let's move on and see the top vote getters in this year's All-Star race.
You can almost taste All-Star Weekend, the celebrations on and off the court. Shaq, you know all about that. Let me hear some memories.
It's like Vegas. What you do there stays there.
Appreciate you joining us. It's been our distinct pleasure, and I mean
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Minnesota leading by 22. Markkanen and Collins the 3 and 4. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Keontae George, and it's Kessler in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got his 4th rebound in this one. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with. Coach Chris Finch said, we come in every single night and compete. No matter what the circumstances are, we expect to win. We root for each other, so I feel like we have all the makings of a tough team.
And they have reason to be confident, Allie. Thank you. Here's Clarkson. Pass to Collins. And that one drops. Collins has got 8.
Yeah, that's a good look for Collins. I like the offensive approach right there.
And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half. There's a screen. Here's Edwards. Again, the Timberwolves score.
And from the mid-range area, they've been the more effective team.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player, skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. Clarkson outside. Collins outside. No good from outside.
1 for 4 in the second half. Just trying to get into a rhythm.
And Minnesota with some changes. Ingles, he's checked. It'll count. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's Minnesota. They're feeling great. A 21-point lead. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing in. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for Minnesota, we've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jaden McDaniels out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Dillingham, and it's Harper in at the point guard.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Count that bucket. Harper's got 30 points. All right, Stan, as you look around the league, who stands out as the best perimeter defender right now?
There's so many good ones. OG Anunoby might be the most versatile. Drew Holiday, Derek White, KCP. Don't forget about guys like Aaron Gordon and Herb Jones, also outstanding.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
No good on the 3.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
For 3, Collier. It's rebounded by Minnesota. McDaniels got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Harper. Knocks down the long J. Harper's got 33.
He's really finding his rhythm here. I mean, smart move to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Pass to Sexton. Stan, as a coach and now a broadcaster, you've gotten to visit all the great cities the NBA has to offer. Can you give us a favorite?
So, Brian, you're going to try to get me in trouble here. I'm going to give you one city and offend 29 other fan bases. Not a chance. I love all the NBA cities.
Not like you not to take a stance. Just 5 to shoot. Harper passes to Alexander Walker. Yep, that one goes.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Yeah, and when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
Outside for Sexton. Over Dillingham. And it's Sexton. That time on the assist from Collier. Collier's got his 4th assist in this one. We're in the 4th quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Randall, and he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. We'll see you next time.
MP, you are the straw that stirs the drink.
Okay, most of the season has come and gone. We've seen all we've needed to see. Can we just give MP his Rookie of the Year already while he's still young?
Solid effort tonight on both ends. Crowd looks hyped tonight. Better come with it.
Yo, I was thinking we hit that Korean barbecue spot after the game.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Sounds
so
legit, man.
It's open late, too. Hey, what's up? Everything good?
I'm guessing by the look on your face, you know what I'm here to talk about.
Somebody gonna fill me in?
Show him.
Fool, I know he didn't say that. About you, he about to unleash the dragon on that boy, I'm telling you.
Before we go unleashing any dragons, I would like you to seriously consider the impact your words will have on your teammates and the organization.
No. You just think about how your teammates are gonna love it when you call this dude out and you back it up.
You are an amazing player, clearly MP, but some things don't work out that way.
They do if you're MP, okay? All due respect, Donna, my client right here knows how to compete.
Hey, just let her talk for a second, Patrick.
Okay, floor's yours.
Responding to something like this will put a target on your back. You are familiar with the concept of bulletin board material?
Of course.
Trash talk is fun. I get that. But when you make it public, it can fire up the other team. And it can anger your teammates if you can't back it up. You're a tremendous player, MP, but this is the NBA. Everyone is extremely talented, and some things don't work out the way you want them to.
Look. On the other hand, if you put that bozo in his place after calling your shot, that's something all teammates will love. Okay, look, I may not be in the NBA, but I understand the psychology of sports, okay?
And that's also true.
Thank you. So what are you gonna do, man?
Don't worry about it. I got this. I got it. No, I had to say something to him. Yeah,
standing on business.
You already know, yes, sir.
Not what I would have done, but you are your own person. I just hope for everyone's sake, you can back it up.
It's not an issue, Donna. I got this.
If we lose, I don't want to see even one photo of the two of you at Korean barbecue. The optics would be horrible. Are we clear?
Yeah, MP, man. You sure you got this?
Don't even worry about it, man. You know I got this. All right, man.
Facing one of the heavyweights tonight.
Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson alongside. David Aldridge is with us from the floor tonight. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. You take a look at the Warriors. They ascend up the lists to number 3 with some spirited play.
And when you look at the Timberwolves, they've claimed the top spot because they've earned it. Some people say they're playing above their heads. I think we're just starting to realize how good this team is.
A look at the Bulls starting lineup. We've got White, Ellis out there with Kevin Huerter. Then it's Trey Jones. And it's Vucevic in at the 5. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Randall out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Harper in at the point. And by now, we know how much it would mean to MP to win Rookie of the Year. He recognizes he's only got one shot at it.
And everything he's done lately has only made his case stronger. He's showing the kind of poise and maturity that not many rookies have. Put that together with his physical skills, and it's easy to see why he's so special.
And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified. And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Bulls still looking like they're getting going. It's a 5-point game. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Here's Vucevic, and again, Chicago. No good. The Minnesota Timberwolves coming to this one after the win against the Kings.
In that one, they owned the backboards. Most of the second chance opportunities went to them.
And you could tell it was demoralizing for their opponent, missing out on all those extra possessions.
Here's Jones after the made shot from Harper. Jones kicks to White. White, a screen on Gobert. Back to White. To halt the run, Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to start the game with 4 straight misses. Look, that's about as rough as it gets. It'll get going soon.
Richard, the steady improvement of Kobe White certainly has been fun to watch.
It certainly has, Kevin. He's starting to put it all together now, and it can take multiple years. We all knew he could score, but now his passing and his rebounding have also improved.
Here's Herter after the made shot from Harper. Vucevic a screen on McDaniel. Herter, no good.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin. Well, prime time in the last game against the Kings was all business. He had 42 points and, as always, was a force on defense, doing whatever he wanted at that end. He really worked hard in that game and put up some big numbers as a result. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
And we just got word that Shams Charania has some news coming out of the 76ers camp. Shams, what's the story from Philadelphia?
Thanks, Kevin. They've scooped up Lauri Markkanen, and he's going to be a significant perimeter threat for this team. His career has accelerated through his 20s, and so has that confidence in shooting from range and playing all over the floor. And combine that with his size and rebounding, it's easy to see how big of an asset he'll be for this new coaching staff.
Thank you for the insight, Shams. Much appreciated. Some changes for Minnesota. Joe Ingles is checked in for Gobert. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels, and James subbed in for Edwards. And Chicago also making a switch. Smith is checked in. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. White finds Vucevic. Over Randall. No good, unable to end this run. Timberwolves leading by 11. Here's Harper. Rebound by Smith.
Defense kind of rolled the dice there, and I'm a little surprised it ended up going their way with the miss.
The baseline J. Rebound Minnesota. Their last win put them into double digits with 10 in a row. Wow, quite a stretch.
You can feel the energy in the air around this team. They know they are on a roll, and they are committed to keeping it going as long as they can.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Jones.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
It's his first trip to the line.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
He's off on the first. And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose and MVP, Jimmy Butler as well, but the results haven't been there.
Basket counts, and that's 12 points for prime time.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
Here's Jones, and the layup is good.
You'd love to get the ball this close in every trip where you can almost just not miss.
Here's Harper. It's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Bulls trail by 14. Jones, the pass to Herter. Williams kicks to Smith. Lets the three fly. Minnesota with the rebound. And here's Harper from the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Harper's got 17 now.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Got it up. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their transition game has been in full effect. We've got more in store for you. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
In rebounding numbers, sometimes we overlook them, but they can have a big effect on the outcome.
The forwards are Edwards and McDaniel. Harper is out there with James. And it's Gobert in at the center position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Williams for 3, and the Bulls with another miss.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Harper's shot's good.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for the Bulls, trailing by 19. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, they made some spectacular plays in it right to the very end. Just couldn't get over the hump.
And that is why coaches preach about the details. The margins in this league are razor thin.
From 18 feet away, and it drops once again. The bucket from Harper. Harper's got 23.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Robinson sets a screen for Carter. Inside, and the league giving a bit more leeway, GA, to defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
Harper against Carter. And again, another basket good from Harper. 25 points in the game.
Ooh, he's on a bit of a heater now. He hasn't missed one this quarter yet.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Timberwolves leading by 21. Harper with a screen on Smith. Edwards passes to Harper. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Randall's checked in for the Timberwolves. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for James. And the Bulls will go for a different look here. Vucevic checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Buzelis comes in for Patrick Williams. Whitey's checked in for Kevin Huerter. And Trey Jones subbed in for Javon Carter. Pass to White. From downtown, he's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And you have got to honor White on the perimeter. Once he gets comfortable from there, it's going to be bad news for the defense.
Here's Harper. And the shot goes in. Harper's got 13 points in just this quarter.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Jones looking for an opening. Rebound, Minnesota.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
Smith outside. Here's Buzelis. Scoreless thus far. Outside, White. 6 to shoot. Vucevic setting the pick for White. the layup off target. Minnesota's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Harper, no good. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Jones from outside. Julius Randle with the rebound. Randle's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Harper's shot's good.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Harper against Jones. There's his 3rd field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Shakes him. Harper, no good. And it's blocked by Harper. And so it's Minnesota holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back right after this.
Thanks for tuning in. We love the mountain climbing, don't we? Well, there's a huge mountain to climb for the Chicago Bulls.
They know they don't have to keep shooting threes, right? When you're this cold, you just can't keep tossing up anything. It's freezing in here, Ernie.
Oh, I get it. He's cold. Ernie, you get it. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's pretty hard to win that way.
Good stuff, fellas. All right, and now one of the more highly anticipated topics. Some news about trades to discuss.
An intriguing move for them. Landing Markkanen. Man, he'll help that space that they create on the floor. He'll open up the offense, and he could be a nice piece that they can keep for a long time.
Yeah, he's certainly grown since he came into the league. Teams have to guard him. And I'll tell you one thing about Markkanen, Kenny.
What's that?
He can finish. You get it? He's from Finland.
Oh, Finland.
And
Oh,
he
man.
can finish.
That was deep.
And that'll do it for halftime.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Really an incredible game from primetime.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
And you can bet that that's had an effect the rest of the way. Guys won't be trying to take him one-on-one because he alters just as many shots as he blocks.
Taking a look at the Bulls, Buzelis out there with Kevin Huerter. And it's Vucevic, and it's Kobe White, and it's Jones in at the 1 spot.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Outside, White. Pass to Huerter. Sinks the triple. Huerter's got 5.
A guy who completely trusts his mechanics, Huerter, knocks it down.
Here's Harper, and he banks in the layup.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Outside, White. Back to Jones. Now, here's Vucevic. Nothing on the board. Pass to Jones. Oh, that's blocked. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Minnesota making some changes. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for McDaniels. James comes in for Edwards. is checked in for Minnesota. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Harper is out there with Conley. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Randall in at the 4-man position. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Harper against White. Fader on the way. Harper, no good.
Great contest by the defense, and he's unable to hit that tough fadeaway.
Jones in the post. Covered by Conley. Off with the layup. Here's Harper. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. There's 1:59 left to play here in the 4th. Vucevic a screen on Conley. And White kicks to Vucevic. Lets it go from deep. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Harper against White. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all? Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Timberwolves.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season. It'll go down as their 48th win.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for prime time.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
From deep 3-point land. It's hauled in by the Bulls. We've got 33 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. And the call will be against primetime. That's foul number 2 for him. .29 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Jones against Harper. Can they get it? Kicks it out to Jones. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Vucevic.
What effort from Randall, putting in work on the defensive end.
And it's Vucevic missing. And here's Harper from 10. Got it! Another basket.
Once again, this guy cannot be stopped.
It is incredible. He's nearing 2nd overall in career 50-point games. And still going strong.
Chasing the incomparable Michael Jordan. I mean, that comparison alone should give you chills.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
You earned that one.